The shocking death of a rising star in Latin America.
Jenni Rivera was born as Dolores Jenni Rivera Saavedra on July 2, 1969. She was an influential American singer in regional Mexican music genres, such as banda, mariachi, and norteño. Jenni grew up in Long Beach, California, and had 5 siblings: Pedro Rivera Jr., Gustavo Rivera, Lupillo Rivera, Juan Rivera, and Rosie Rivera. Her parents, Rosa Saavedra and Pedro Rivera, introduced her and her siblings to traditional Mexican music. Her brother Lupillo Rivera even grew to become a regional Mexican musician. Jenni's childhood within this musical family provided the foundation for her later success as an artist. Despite the musical influences at her home, there were other challenges that would define Jenni's path. She studied at Long Beach Polytechnic High School in Long Beach, California. During this period of her life, as she prepared for her future career, she faced a significant personal challenge. Jenni married Jose Trinidad Marin in 1984, after becoming unexpectedly pregnant at the age of 15. This resulted in the birth of her first child, Jenni Chiquis Marin Rivera, born on June 26, 1985. This unexpected pregnancy presented a huge challenge in her young life. In 2003, she talked about her experiences as a teenage mother in an interview. She said, "Usually, when a young girl is pregnant, she drops out of high school and concentrates on being a mother. I thought that's what I had to do, but my counselors told me there was no way they would let me drop out. I had too much promise." Despite this challenge, Jenni remained committed to her studies. She earned her General Education Development, GED, and later graduated with high marks. After high school, she continued her studies at Long Beach City College, where she earned a degree in business administration. During this time, she supported herself and her child by selling CDs at flea markets. Her educational background and life experience provided a solid foundation for her later successes, both in the music industry and in her business ventures. Jenni focused on her passion for music, which led her to a new phase in her life and career. She began working for her father Pedro Rivera's record label. Her father was a former bartender and entrepreneur who founded the record label Cintas Aquario in 1987. This label played a crucial role in launching the career of influential Mexican singer and songwriter Chalino Sanchez. On November 20th, 1989, Jenni and Jose became parents to their second child, named Jacqueline Marin Rivera, and on September 11, 1991, they had their third child, named Michael Marin Rivera. Unfortunately, their marriage ended. After her early divorce in 1992 from her first husband, Jose Trinidad Marin, Jenni Rivera began making her own recordings and released her debut album, Somos Rivera, in the same year. This marked the beginning of her first steps on her road to success in regional Mexican music. In the early years of her career, Jenni was repeatedly told she would not achieve success because the genres of regional Mexican music was known as a male-dominated music scene. In an interview with an American music magazine in 2011, Jenni shared her experiences with the difficulties of getting her music played on the radio. She related the following: "It was hard knocking on those doors to get my music played. One radio programmer in LA, the meanest son of a in the world, threw my CD in the trash right in my face." After her debut album, Jenni released several independent albums, including a tribute album titled Adios a Selena, in memory of murdered Tejano music singer Selena in 1995. In 1997, Jenni married again, this time to Juan Lopez. Together they had 2 children, a daughter named Jenica Lopez and a son named Johnny Lopez. Unfortunately, this marriage was also short-lived, as Jenni Rivera and Juan Lopez split in 2003. In music, she had more success. She signed with record labels such as Sony Music and Fonovisa Records. In 1999, she launched her first commercial album, Que me entiren con la banda, with the hit Las Malandrinas, a song she dedicated to her female fans. In 2002, she received recognition at the highest level when she received her first Latin Grammy nomination. She was nominated in the Best Banda Album category for her albums Déjate Amar and Se las voy a dar a otra. This nomination was a confirmation of her growing influence and success in the regional Mexican music scene. Her 2003 album, Homenaje a las Grandes, was a tribute to female Mexican singers, cementing her reputation in the music industry. In 2004, she released her first compilation album, Simplemente Le Mejor, which achieved success in the United States. Her unique voice and powerful lyrics, often focusing on themes of personal struggles, relationships, and social issues, reached a wide audience. Jenni's breakthrough was in 2005 with the album Parrandera, Rebelde y Atrevida, which brought her national recognition and increased her prominence in the music world. Her ability to translate her personal experiences into music that both moved and inspired made her one of the most beloved and respected figures in regional Mexican music. She became a role model for many women, both inside and outside the music industry, and she was nicknamed La Diva de la Banda for her impressive contributions to music. Besides her impressive music career, Jenni also dedicated herself to social issues, especially those close to her heart. Faced with the obstacles of teenage motherhood and domestic violence, she emerged as a passionate advocate for women's rights and offered active support to victims of domestic violence. Jenni founded several charitable organizations and worked with existing organizations to raise awareness and provide support for women and children facing these difficult circumstances. In addition, she was appointed spokeswoman for the National Coalition Against Domestic Violence in the United States. The city of Los Angeles proclaimed August 6, 2010 as Jenni Rivera Day because of her charitable work and community involvement. Her efforts in this area reflected not only her personal experiences, but also her deep desire to make a positive impact on the community. On September 8, 2010, she married for the third time, this time to Esteban Loaiza, but this marriage also eventually ended in an early divorce. The couple decided to separate in October 2012. Besides her successful music career, Jenni was also active within the television and film world. She produced and participated in several reality TV shows, including I Love Jenni and Chicas in Control, and made her film debut in Philly Brown. As Jenni continued to display her versatile talents in both music and television, she continued to work tirelessly on new projects and pushing her artistic boundaries. Her career was at an all-time high. She had made her mark on the music world and had become a very popular person with her audience. But in December 2012, Jenni's life suddenly took a sudden and unexpected turn. Jenni was on her way to an event in Toluca, a city in Mexico, something that had become a routine part of her busy schedule. But during this trip, a terrible tragedy occurred that would also affect the lives of her many fans and followers. Something that should have been an ordinary business trip turned into a black day. On December 9, 2012, after a successful concert at the Arena Monterrey in Monterrey, Mexico, Jenni and several members of her entourage boarded a private plane, a twin-engine Learjet 25, to travel to Toluca. She had been invited to participate in La Voz Mexico, a popular talent show where she acted as coach. The plane, with the U.S. registration number N345MC, built in 1969 and operated by Starwood Management, LLC, took off around 3:20 a.m. local time from Monterrey International Airport. On board the plane, in addition to Jenni Rivera, were 6 other people, 2 pilots and 4 other passengers, including her public relations manager, her lawyer, a makeup artist, and a hairstylist. About 10 minutes after takeoff, at an altitude of about 28,000 feet, the plane lost contact with air traffic control. Shortly thereafter, the plane crashed in a mountainous area near Iturbide, Nuevo León, Mexico. Unfortunately, no one survived the crash. Because of the impact and the remote location of the crash site, it took some time for authorities to reach the site and identify the victims. Mexican civil aviation authorities, the Dirección General de Aeronáutica Civil, DGAC, immediately launched an extensive investigation into the cause of the accident, with assistance from the U.S. National Transportation Safety Board, NTSB. In the days following the crash, rescue workers collected wreckage and personal belongings of the victims. The investigation was complicated after the flight data recorder was destroyed by the impact, and the cockpit voice recorder was unfortunately never found. Analysis of radar information by the investigation teams showed that the Learjet suddenly lost control while climbing at about 28,000 feet, leading to a near vertical dive. The angle of impact with the terrain was estimated at 89 degrees, and the impact speed was higher than the aircraft's maximum operational speed. Problems had been reported by other flight teams that had previously flown the N345MC, such as abnormal vibration, but no concrete evidence of a failure of the horizontal stabilization system was found. Meanwhile, news of the tragic accident began to spread with lightning speed, to which fans and media worldwide reacted with disbelief and sadness. Ultimately, the Dirección General de Aeronáutica Civil, DGAC, concluded that the probable cause of the accident was loss of control of the aircraft for undetermined reasons. In addition, it found that the flight crew did not comply with local regulations in terms of age limits and qualifications. The captain, 78, had exceeded the maximum age for his role, while the co-pilot, 21, did not have a valid Learjet 25 type rating. However, it was difficult to establish a definitive cause because of the severity of the crash and because there were no survivors. On December 31st, 2012, her funeral took place. The ceremony was held at the Gibson Amphitheater in Los Angeles. This venue was significant because it was a place where Jenni often performed and celebrated success. Thousands of fans gathered to pay their last respects, and the funeral received considerable media attention. Following the public service, Jenni Rivera was buried in the All Souls Cemetery in Long Beach, California. Jenni Rivera's passing in 2012 had a profound impact on the music community, her fans, and especially the Latin American community. Despite her tragic passing, Jenni's influence and legacy remained strong. Around the world, various tributes and recognitions were organized to celebrate her life and legacy. These included musical tributes, awards named after her, and even documentaries and books about her life and career. Her children, including Jenni Chiquis Marin Rivera, Jacqueline Marin Rivera, and Michael Marin Rivera, continued her legacy in the entertainment industry. Chiquis followed in her mother's musical footsteps and became a well-known singer. She also worked on projects in honor of her mother. The tributes to Jenni Rivera show how loved she still is, and how, even after her passing, she continues to inspire people with her music and life story.